Hello friends, this is physics section of Lucent. Our topic is flotation. We'll first read the topic and then we'll solve the questions based on it. Let's start. Buoyant force. When a body is immersed partly or wholly in a liquid, a force acts on the body by the liquid in the upward direction. This force is called buoyant force or force of buoyancy or upthrust. It is equal to the weight of liquid displaced by the body and acts at the center of gravity of displaced liquid. Its study was first made by Archimedes. Now let's read the Archimedes principle. When a body is immersed partly or wholly in a liquid, there is an apparent loss in the weight of the body, which is equal to the weight of liquid displaced by the body. Now, law of flotation. A body floats in a liquid if, first, density of material of body is less than or equal to the density of liquid. Second, if density of material of body is equal to the density of liquid, the body floats fully submerged in liquid in neutral equilibrium. Third, when body floats in neutral equilibrium, the weight of the body is equal to the weight of displaced liquid. And the last point, the center of gravity of the body and the center of gravity of the displaced liquid should be in one vertical line. Now, center of buoyancy. The center of gravity of the liquid displaced by a body is called center of buoyancy. Metacenter. When a floating body is slightly tilted from equilibrium position, the center of buoyancy shifts. The point at which the vertical line passing through the new position of center of buoyancy meets with the initial line is called metacenter. Conditions for stable equilibrium of floating body. First, the metacenter must always be higher than the center gravity of the body. Second, the line joining the center of gravity of the body and center of flotation should be vertical. Density. What is density? Density is defined as mass per unit volume. Its SI unit is kg by meter cube. Relative density is equal to density of material by density of water at 4 degrees Celsius. Since relative density is a ratio, it is unitless. Relative density is measured by hydrometer. The density of seawater is more than that of normal water. This explains why it is easier to swim in seawater. When ice floats in water, its 1 by 10 part remain outside the water. If ice floating in water in a vessel melts, the level of water in the vessel does not change. Purity of milk is measured by lactometer. Now let's solve the questions based on it. First, condition of stable equilibrium of submerged body, and the options are A. Weight of the body is equal to buoyancy force and buoyancy point is above the center of gravity. B. Buoyancy force should be in between the center of gravity and buoyancy point. C. Buoyancy force should be below the center of gravity. D. Buoyancy force coincides with the center of gravity. And the answer is option A, that is stable equilibrium of submerged body. In that situation, weight of body is equal to buoyancy force and buoyancy point is above the center of gravity. Now next question. The point about which a body the point at which a body starts oscillating when the body is tilted by a small angle is, and the options are Center of buoyancy, metacenter, Sylvain. And the answer is option B, metacenter. Next question. If a body floating in a liquid returns back to its original position when given a small angular displacement, the body will be in, and the answer is stable equilibrium. Next, the metacentric height is the distance between the answer is metacentric height is the distance between center of gravity of the floating body and metacenter. Next question. In the stability of floating bodies, the stable equilibrium is attained if the metacenter M points dash the center of gravity. And the options are lies above, coincides with, is parallel to, lies below. And the answer is option A. That is, the stability of floating bodies, the stable equilibrium, is attained if the metacenter points lies above the center of gravity. And the last question. On which of the following factors the magnitude of the buoyant force acting on a body in a given fluid depends? And the answer is density of the liquid and the volume of the body immersed in it. Next, a body just floats in seawater but sinks in river water because seawater has greater density than river water. And friends, seawater has more density because it contains salt ions. So that was not the last question. We have some more questions. Next, which of the following conditions is used to determine the stable equilibrium of all partially submerged floating bodies? And the options are center of buoyancy must be above the center of gravity, center of buoyancy must be below the center of gravity, metacenter must be at a higher level than the center of gravity, and last, metacenter must be at a lower level than the center of gravity. And the answer is option C. So, the stable equilibrium of all partially submerged floating bodies, in that condition, it is used to determine that metacenter must be at a higher level than the center of gravity. That means when metacenter is at a higher level than the center of gravity, then there will be stable equilibrium of all partially submerged floating bodies. Thanks for watching, and if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe.